Have you ever bought a home or a piece of property that has those old, disgusting popcorn ceilings on them? Well, hang out with me for the next 5 minutes or so, and I'll show you how you can remove them with only two pieces of equipment. So let's get into it. Now, before you get started, there's a couple things that you're going to need. One's a water sprayer, and the other one's a scraper. For the water sprayer, I prefer the 1 gallon pump sprays that you can buy pretty much any hardware store, but you can use a little hand sprayer if you'd prefer. The other one is a scraper. I would say nothing less than 6 inches. You can go bigger, but I definitely wouldn't go smaller because the smaller you get, the longer it means you're going to be scraping. Now, just like any other project, you can see that preparation's key. I'm pulling down the light fixtures. I'm going to let them hang. Eventually, I'm going to end up pulling them out along with the wiring, and I'm just going to have a ceiling fan installed. The other thing I'd suggest is make sure that you lay down plastic. In my case, I didn't really have to worry about it too much because I pretty much have a blank canvas. I have concrete floors and I have studs. The other thing I'll let you know is asbestos has been known to be in popcorn ceilings, I'd say in the early 80s or so, but it's always recommended you have it tested before you start working on it, and make sure that you wear a mask. That way you're not breathing in any of the dust that's coming off of it whenever you're scraping. Here, you can see that I'm spraying down the ceiling. I can't stress enough, use plenty of water because the more water that you use, the easier it is to scrape. Obviously, you don't want to soak it so much that it goes all the way through the sheetrock, but you want to make sure that you spray it enough. That way you can get the popcorn loosened up. Whenever you're spraying it, make sure that you let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and you'll be ready to go. It'll start scraping really easy, and you can always apply more water if you have to later. Now's for the fun part. You finally get to start scraping. One thing I forgot to tell you at the very beginning is if your ceilings are painted, you won't be able to use just water to scrape them off. You will end up having to sand them off because the paint will create a solid coat that will make it difficult, if not next to impossible to scrape. The other thing is, as you're scraping, you're going to end up noticing some blemishes underneath, or you might even end up causing a gouge yourself. You can see here whenever I'm scraping this corner right from the get-go, I end up finding a gouge that was underneath it. And that's okay, because as you end up getting all your popcorn scraped off, you're going to end up having to do a little bit of sanding. You're going to have to do a little bit of touching up to the ceiling anyway, possibly even putting a fine skim coat all over the top of it. But you can see here, I ended up soaking this really good, and it's also scraping off really nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video because I think you all get the point. You can see here how easy it was to scrape off, and it was for most of the project, but I promise you, you will end up hitting a couple of those patches where you end up having a dry spell, and then you're going to end up having to add more water. So initially, whenever you do it, wait about 15 to 20 minutes after you add water. Make sure that you add water thoroughly. And if you hit any of those dry spells, just apply a little bit more water. And then you probably only have to wait about 5 more minutes for that to finish soaking in so that you can complete your project. Also, this project here was for a room that was about 120 square feet. It took me only about an hour to do it. I did do the entire building in one day all by myself, and that was a 500 square foot building. So if I can do it, you guys can easily do it too. So if you have any questions, most certainly go ahead and post them in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe, as I'll be continuing to do more projects around my RV park, and I'll continue to share them with you all. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.